Hello everybody, I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day or a great night. Before jumping into the charts, don't forget to smash the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe as well. So, this is not going to be a short video. There's a lot of things to talk about. I will try to make short story, and we will take a look on technical fundamentals and fundamentals based on external events. Okay, so for example, the trial, the Federal Reserve raising rates, and etc. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this. Just a second, right here. So this is something new that I'm working on, a new tool to forecast, let's say, growth. Okay, so what is this about? We take a macro picture with a macro tool to have a better idea about, let's say, for example, XRP growth by, let's say, 24, 2025, and so on and on and on. Everything that I start working, I leave XRP behind for last. Why? XRP doesn't have a clear picture like other coins and tokens have. By a matter of fact, XRP behavior, it's let's say, is the worst one, okay? Because we are not ahead of the midway. Let's say each leg represents 16.30%, okay? And as we can see here, we have one leg and two legs defined so far. So we are behind the 50%. So which means we can have a clear picture of a macro perspective. But it doesn't mean it is awful or bullish or bearish. No, 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 no. The thing we can do to have a better understanding is look at the trend. So what the trend is, it's crystal clear, right? So we have a bullish trend, which means previous high, higher high, previous low, higher low. No news. Previous high, higher high, previous low, or this one right here. It is not going to change anything, but let's use this one. And higher low. So again, higher highs and higher lows. But another thing, we talked about this in the past. This is a log chart, which uses a logarithmic scale, which is based on percentage and not on straight numbers. For example, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 50, 100. It's totally different here, okay? The numbers start small and then they start to become way, way, way aggressive because it is based on percentage, okay? So if we try this, and we're talking about this, but it's always worth to take a look at this again. Anyone doing this have no idea what they are trying to figure out or talking about. Okay? Why this is wrong? Again, folks, for a logarithmic scale, okay, so it starts like this. This is a log scale. A linear scale, we can use straight lines because we are looking at straight levels. But when we are looking to compounded or multiple levels, one close to each other, we need a logarithmic curve. Okay, that's why those folks' predictions and lines doesn't match never. It is never going to work. And this is a very basic stuff. Okay, so for a circle, we use a circle. For a square, we use a square. So what they are trying to do is to match a square into a circle, and it is not going to work never, okay? So we already talked about this, you guys know. I just want to make this clear. So let's move on just a second. I want you guys to forget just for a second all this current behavior. And for this, I'm going to blank this thing. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. So, this too must be used in advance before the bull break or the bear break. So let me show you. This is for the bear and this is for the bull. If XRP was in a bearish trend, if we had the crypto market in a bearish market, then this would be accurate. But not, it is not the case. And it blows my mind how people can expect a bear break from bullish structures, how people can expect bearish continuation when we have a bullish trend. Doesn't make sense. There is no evidence. It's like this. Let's say we are at the midnight right now and the moon is shining. It's like they are going to say that the sun is not going to show up, that the moon will keep going, and the night will keep going. Doesn't make any sense at all. So this is based on outcomes, okay? So we have a bullish structure. What is the outcome? Possible outcomes, 85% bullish continuation. And since we have a macro perspective, it lowers the chances, the odds for bearish activity. It doesn't make any sense. So think about this. When kids talk about, oh, 25 cents, 30 cents, we are going down, I see you hack it, bullshit. The thing is, imagine you have 1 million, 10 million, 500 million coins, okay? You know what you are doing, okay? Because most people that have all these big numbers like this, they know what's going on. They have an idea. They are not investing based on fortune tellers. They know what they are doing. They have an idea. They know what a trend is, okay? So now imagine, you know you have a bullish trend. You have a big number of coins. So what would be the impact of you to sell all of your coins right now? Doesn't make any sense because you know it's a bullish trend. It can even go down just a little bit and then bang. So which means even if you try to buy back on your mistake, sorry, you are probably going to be underwater by 25, maybe 50%, which means someone took half of your coins, right? So those people don't think about this. And one of the reasons is because they are not involved in the market. They are not buying, they are not selling, they are not trading, they are not doing anything. They are buffoons, look for attention and try to scare people to death. So this way they will have some activity around their tweets and their videos and etc. etc. But so again, this too, it's used in advance before a big move. So let's say this is in a beta version, okay? So I'm still working on it. But before applying this on XRP, I tried this on stock market, even gold, not silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other assets, even Dow Jones, Amazon, and a few others, okay? And I will tell you, it is accurate. It is accurate, okay? So anything that is above 75, it's relevant. And it doesn't have to be 100% accurate to be relevant, okay? So this is not rocket science, okay? We look for things that if we play 100 times, if it is above 75, 80, 85, it is awesome. It is great because we can make a lot of money based on this perspective. If it is around 65, 60, then it's not a big deal. But it's still something to look at, okay? But it doesn't mean it's a big deal. So not today, but soon, I will be able to make this in advance to measure growth, XRP growth. And yeah, so I will share with you guys, but I'm not going to disclose how this works. For a reason you guys know, there's a lot of klepto kids out there always looking to steal others' content and say, oh, I found something new. You guys know how it works. So just a second, I have to, yes. Then we will take a look at this before the end of this video. So let's get back to current action. So on the monthly, no change, zero, nothing, absolutely nothing since my last video. Let's jump into the weekly. Also, no change at all. What kind of change I'm talking about? A bull break or a bear break is still developing in the side, so there is no news, there is nothing special. And we even talked about this, but let's see. No, the daily, it is going to be much, yes. So we talked about the patterns approach here, right? So we are going to do this in two ways. And why two ways? Because the first method for pattern solo, it is not crystal clear, okay? Unfortunately, but the good news is that XRP is ahead the 50%, which this is great. We are getting close to the end of this price action sideways, okay? So let's start with looking into patterns and the possible outcome. As we talked about before, I don't like to mix structures, okay? There is a, some people like to, I don't like, but I don't believe there is a big change. Perhaps it's something that I have to learn, I don't know yet, but I will find soon. So I will focus on the way that I use it too, okay? Let's go from this guy. So we should go from this guy right here. So just for the sake of this example, let's start from here. And then we start to add lines to see which one makes more sense. This is not only drawing lines, okay? It is not, oh, let me put a line here, a line there. That's not how it works, folks. That is math. There is a lot of Fibonacci. There is Elliott waves stuff. It is not just lines. We need the validation for the lines, and we also need to know when there is a speculation involved, which means it is not fully developed, so on and on and on. So let's go a little bit forward. Right here. So this is the first approach, okay? But the question is, there is validation for this? And I'm going to tell you yes and no. That's the reason why we are going to add another line and try to make a better sense of this structure and the behavior. So let's go for a dashed line right here, which must catch this guy. Oops, just a second. This guy right here. And why this line must touch that guy? Because that guy, it's a higher low, oh sorry, it's a higher high compared with the next high. So what I'm talking about here, this. So as you guys can see, this guy right here, it's above this little guy here, which means the previous one, it's the higher high. The next one, it's a lower high, okay? And we must acknowledge the higher highs and the higher lows. You see, they come from far away from each other. Then they get closer and closer and closer. That's when we start to get close to the outcome, or the bull break, or the bear break, if this was the case, but it is not. So just a second. Okay. Can we do the same for the bottom line? Yes, we can, and we should, because we did the same thing for the upside structure. And then we go from this guy right here all the way to the body. Just a second, let's get you a bit up. Yes. So this lower line right here, it's a speculation. And why? You guys remember I talked about this and I explained that we already have a strong pivot, which is previous higher low, next higher low. So this makes this guy here a valid pivot. It doesn't mean it is going to hold, but so far it is looking great, awesome. Okay, one of the reasons, it's because we are back into the midway. And what is the midway for XRP? Let me show you right here. That's 1, and that's 89. As you guys can see right here. So inside this range and close to this range, above and below, there is a lot of trading activity, speculation, buyers, sellers. There's a lot of interest right here. Okay, do you guys remember the example that I gave? If you have a lot of coins, you're not going to buy cheaper because it is going to go up. So it doesn't make sense, right? So what's the next step? We have 16 plus 16%, both legs, which makes 33%. This guy, or even this guy right here, that's another 16 plus another 16%, which makes 65, around 66% developed, which means we are ahead of the 50%, and so far it's looking great. Unfortunately, actually not unfortunately, we can use a line here, 32, 40, 48. So let's say right here, this is 50% or close to the legs. Okay, so usually this kind of structure is going to break like this. Okay, it goes tight and tight and tight and tight before the break. This is the usual or in the standard behavior. Doesn't mean all patterns are going to break like this. Also, we must remember XRP is following Bitcoin, and also XRP still don't have a new highs. Other coins had, XRP don't. But XRP is coiling up. Okay, so now the other approach. Just a second. I'll try to be fast here so we don't spend a lot of time here. Let's go for the average. Just a second, please. Hold your heads. Your jets. Right. So whatever the way we look into this, we have a symmetrical triangle. It is not a pennant. It is a triangle, symmetrical triangle, and it's not a perfect one. Okay. If we do this, we have a symmetrical triangle. What is the difference? This one, it's more aggressive than the other one. The other one, it is not so aggressive because it keeps close to a, it is not flat, but it is not so angled, or how can I say, the higher lows are not so aggressive like this. Like this, it's aggressive, but like this, it's not so aggressive. So there are differences. For example, if we draw Fibonacci, you can see crystal clear, it starts rotating the lower section. But when it is very aggressive, we can see it starts rotating inside the 50%, okay? So let's take a look at it. If we do this, not 2, U. So, can we have, so let's try it in 2 ways this, okay? This average approach, in this average approach, XRP is trading inside the honey spot, which means 38 and 61%. And also very, very close. So actually we have 5 key levels for XRP right here. These 2 doesn't matter because, I mean, they matter, but we will have a different number when I check the other pivot. But it is great. As we can see here, it's bouncing from the golden spot. Okay, and we have these 3 guys right here, and then we have the other 2 right there. You see? Then we start to contract. That leads us to when there is no space anymore, and then the trend will play out because professional traders and professional investors, they know what this means. They know how to read this, and they understand what the trend is, so they are not going to sell, but they are going to buy. Here we are talking about what we have at this moment, and at this moment there is no bearish evidence, there is no bear break, there is nothing. It's looking great so far. Now let's go for the other approach. Right here. So in this one, maybe you say, oh, but we are trading below 38. Folks, remember this. This maybe one day can change your life. When we look at Fibonacci, it is not about supports and resistance, okay? The numbers play around and inside Fibonacci levels all the time. There is explanation for this. It is based on very, very complex stuff. And again, it is not support and resistance stuff. Okay, it took me quite some time to figure this out, and I'll tell you, support and resistance is something very, very inaccurate. Okay, people are trying to understand something that they can't see. That's why it is not accurate. Okay, so some may say, oh, but we're trading below 38 and now 38, it's a resistance. No, it is not. Because the numbers fluctuate above and below, and then the trend, it is going to play out based on clear fundamentals. So Okay, so what is next? Oh, for example, right here, XRP was trading above 61, and then here above 61 as well. This is a lower high against the previous lower high because it's lower than the previous one. And here it's almost the same thing. Above, below, below, inside, very close to it. So this pivot is set, but we gotta wait. That's the way in order to, let's say, to trade the last leg, to jump in the last leg, how to measure the last leg. So I talked about this before the trial news, and before that moved to 76, 78 cents. We were in big time before the big move. So yeah, now let's take a different approach here. There are a few ways to do this, so let's go. XRP had one possible way to develop this that is invalidated now, which was lower section, right? Right here. Lower section, higher low. The first structure, then we went up. So this was a possible path which would develop a grinding line, as you guys can see here. And then we would have a strong lower high, which would be the last high pivot. Then we would be able to call the last trend. So this is invalidated. What we can expect next based on patterns and outcomes. Lower section. Oh, sorry. It starts right here. So we have the first guy, the second guy, the third guy, and this one right here is still speculation, because soon this can turn into a pivot. If so, it is going to be great. If we look here, it's a higher low against the previous one, which so far, as you guys can see, it's a higher low, so it is not flat. There is no head and shoulders, there is no bearish, there is no technical evidence whatsoever to call for a bear break or 25, 30 cents, blah, 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 moon, all this bullshit, okay? The doom. Because when XRP go up a little bit, they say, oh, it's moon, confirm it. When it's go down a little bit, oh, it's doing 30 cents, 20 cents, see you there, hack it, ho, 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 all this bullshit. But from now on, let's speculate, okay? So this is speculation. Let's say this guy turns into a valid pivot. It is going to be very, very aggressive against the previous one. Then what we can expect next? XRP to play inside 1 and 89 again, probably below 1 and most likely above 89. If so, we end up with what? Oops. Another bullish structure. Sorry, guys. So far, there is bullish development. The bullish fundamentals here are intact. There is no change whatsoever. Things are trading inside. Trading inside equals no news, nothing special, no change, nothing. If we take a closer look here, so XRP went up and then went down. If we remove this guy from the equation, what changed? Absolutely nothing. Still trading inside. Inside, no news, nothing special. Sometimes developing inside can lead to a bearish development, bearish outcome. Sometimes we have bullish development, bullish outcome. Okay, so this is the way. There is no other way. For just a second, folks, please. Okay, so right now, and this is also based on Bitcoin. If we look into Bitcoin, we have almost the same behavior, right? So XRP is still following Bitcoin. Now, 30 minutes already. Let's go for the other way to acknowledge what is going on. And this way, I prefer most. I think it's more reliable. But this is also important as well. You see there are patterns here, patterns there. For example, back in the day, we were spot on here as well. We went long, if I'm not wrong, right here. We end up with a higher low here. Tiny one, close to a, some would say double bottom, but this is a higher low against the previous one, okay? So yeah. Oh, by the way, this was a falling wedge. You see? And this kind of behavior coming back into the previous structure. So it's like this. It goes outside the main structure, then falls back in before moving on. This is happening often. It's kind of a new standard on Bitcoin. And just a quick heads up here. Bitcoin is printing big rejection. So it goes down, then goes up, big rejection. Then trade back inside for a long time before going up. By doing this, two things happens. They are not making structures clear. And secondly, maybe three things. Sometimes it goes outside the main structure, then falls back inside it again. And by trading inside the rejection, it's very, very complicated to enter long or to buy, because it keeps giving bullish signals but keeps going down, you know. It is a way to fool people, to leave people outside before a big move. And another quick heads up here. The market makers, the guys, the people who move the markets, they are constantly looking into top professionals, analysis and tools, approaches, and so on and on and on. There is a guy who is a pro, big time, and this guy developed, if I'm not wrong, 3 or 4 tools for trading setups, analysis, and etc. And after a few years, the market makers started to counter his method. You see? So they learn, they watch, they learn, they go for it. And once they understand how others do, they make smaller changes, so people will have a struggle, a bad time trying to do this. Soon I will tell you guys more about this. Since 2019, I saw things changing, some things changing 4 times. Candlesticks, patterns, trading setups, and tools, okay? So, yeah. And I truly believe it's happening with me as well. So the tools that I developed, I'm starting to think, to believe that somehow they had access to the things that, some of the things that I developed, because the way it is happening on Bitcoin, since the 30,000 range and now on above 45,000, it's kind of odd, too odd, you know. But I will talk more about this soon. It is not for today. So let's go for the other method here. I truly prefer this one. I am drawing the lines, and it is not by just, let's say, oh, I'm drawing a line here, a line there. No, that's not how it works. I'm looking to pivots, I'm looking to Elliott setup, I am looking to Fibonacci, so on and on and on and on. Okay, so right here, we have to stop right here. We can go forward because there is no validation. Just like we talked about, we are ahead 50%, most likely at 65, 64% fully developed at this point. And now all we can do is wait. Okay, there is no other thing we can do here. Any call here, it is not going to be accurate because it's not fully developed. Now, people like to talk about targets. Oh, targets. We need targets and targets. That's the worst thing to look into a bullish trend, folks, or a bearish trend, is to look into targets. Okay. June, September, and December. So this is the seasons pivot. It's a methodology that I created. And here in between we have, for this one we are going to use the red. So we have the seasons pivot, and in red we have the midterm elections. Okay, let me remove these guys right here so you guys already understood the major pivots. So it seems we can expect a XRP settlement around March or May. Right here. March or May. Oh, and by the way, folks, this is not a cup and handle. This is not a cup and handle. This is bullshit. Okay? Why? Just a second. What is a cup and handle? Firstly, it is a bottom reversal structure, which means it happens at bottoms, not above, not in the midway, but below. Okay, XRP already had her bottom reversal structure, so the chances to have a cup and handle are very, very little. Doesn't make any sense. Also, a cup and handle structure have what? A flat line on these two pivots right here. And price must behave like this. Very, very aligned with the line. It must be aggressive down on the way down, and must be aggressive as well on the way up. And then we end up with the handle, which must be flat as well. And then there are some people talking about arcs and handles and cups, folks, all the way bullshit, okay? Don't take my word for it. Go into the patterns encyclopedia. I don't know if there is one, probably there is. And then you see it is a bottom reversal structure, needs a the price, the candle's behavior must match, you know, must be accurate. And then it needs a flat top, let's say, flat neckline, if we can say, okay? So here we have a possible time frame for XRP trial. Let's say outcome. No, not outcome. XRP igual good to go. Right here. So it's between March and May. What else do we have which is going to be very, very important? And it is going to be a red event as well. In my humble opinion, so this is my opinion, I don't have any evidence, I don't know the date when this is going to happen. I'm speculating here just for the sake of this example. Let's say the summer pivot right here. So, oh, and this is amazing, folks. This is amazing. The buffoon lord said that things may happen or not based on Fibonacci, and this it's the worst bullcrap ever in the technical markets and technical analysis ever. Okay, ever. The buffoon have no idea about this. Nothing, zero. That's why I called him out not long ago. He doesn't have any clue about what he's talking about. That's why he's constantly wrong. Think about this just for a second. XRP is developing a bullish continuation structure in advance the trial outcome, XRP settlement. Why? Because the market makers, they know what is going to be the outcome of the trial. And we all know XRP is going to be cleared. I'm not saying this because I want to believe XRP will be cleared. I'm saying this because banks, institutions, hedge funds, and all those sorts of businesses out there, they don't make business with losers. They don't make agreements, deals with losers. Ripple and XRP, they are all over, folks. They are taking over. And people still can't see it. They still can't see what is going on. You see? So, let's keep going. Bullish structure, bullish continuation structure, moving in advance before the trial. So this is technical evidence that XRP, it is going to go up probably right at or before the settlement. We don't know. So there are two theories about it. XRP can bull break in advance, so people won't be able to buy because the exchanges are playing the bullshit game. Oh, we delisted XRP, we don't know what's going on. Bullshit, they know what is going to happen. They know. And even if they kept trading XRP or making XRP available, wouldn't change a damn thing. Okay, so it is a, let's say, a move to leave the average Joe behind. It is what it is. This is technical evidence that this is happening. So, what we have to figure out now is there are another two ways to look into price development, which is think about this. XRP is following Bitcoin, right? Do you guys remember when I talked about a strong lower high before moon for XRP? Is this guy right here, around the 270, 260, 250, even 280. It is going to be a strong lower high against 335, okay, which is great. It's fantastic, give us much better technical evidence, and etc. So just think about this. We have expectation for Bitcoin to reach at least 120. Just a second. Oh, okay. $121,393. If we make let's say Bitcoin is at $60,000 right now. Okay, we know it's a bit far away, right? So XRP is also a bit far away from $1 or 1.40. Okay, just for you guys to have a knowledge this difference on both and the ratio that I will talk about right now. So let's say Bitcoin is at 60,000 and goes to 121,000. That's 1x, okay, a double. If XRP was around, let's say, 1.35 right now, it's close, and makes a double following Bitcoin, that is a $270 following Bitcoin. And this example, I'm talking about before the trial, the outcome, the settlement, okay? So think about this, because we have two scenarios that we can see yet, but we know there are high chances for them to play out. So let's say XRP goes up to only 270, okay? And then Bitcoin goes down, stock market goes down, because I strongly believe, so the outcome is a fact. By the time the Fed raised the rates, the stock market, the crypto market, and most likely the precious metals market, it is going to dump. Which is going to be a correction, not a catastrophic dump or a doomsday dump. So let's say XRP still doesn't have the clearance or a settlement, and then XRP follows Bitcoin, the stock market, and whatever, and then XRP ends up with a higher low, just for the sake of this example, right? And then XRP will be in the range of what? The settlement. So right here, what a lot of people will do. Oh, I'm going to sell, this is it, XRP is going to 10 cents, 20 cents, and then we will have the buffoon saying, oh, sell XRP at $2.50, $3, $5, $8, $13, buy back at 20 cents. This is stupid. This is bullshit, okay? It is not how it is going to happen, because they are presuming two things. That doesn't happen in a bullish trend. A marginal high for a bull break. The second thing, they are presuming that we are going to have a bear break for 100% plus retracement, which doesn't happen. And I'm going to give you a proof right now. Bye to. I'll see you soon. I already explained this a long time ago. This is the previous structure. Now, and this is the current structure. So, did this guy, this structure right here, end up with a marginal bull break? No. Did this structure had a bear break or let me draw. By any chance, this guy right here traded inside the previous structure? No. And why this? In a bullish trend, what we have? We have lows, and then higher lows, and then higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, so on and on and on and on and on. This is a bullish trend. So actually people who talk about those things, they don't have any clue about ABC or simple things, simple rules for a bull market, a bullish trend, bullish characteristics. Now, if by any chance XRP this day went down right here, then folks, this would be catastrophic, this would be very bearish. And why? Now let's remove this guy right here and this guy right here. What is the difference between the 100 here and this low? That's 65%. Let me take a better look. Hold on. Close to 81%. Folks, this is a lot of aggression. So XRP low, the worst low on XRP is 81, 85% above the previous high, which is this guy right here. So this, folks, is one of the bullish fundamentals. The discount can't be higher than the previous structure. Can't be. Imagine, let's say you paid $100 for a phone and you are going to sell this phone to someone else. You can't sell this phone for 99, 98, 85, 75. Why? Because you would be below, back into the previous structure, your capital, you know? So there are no gains. But let's say you paid 100 and then you start to sell at $300. And then there is an issue in the market or bad news about the phone or whatever. Then what happens? It starts to lose value. And then the market will make new prices. 250, 200, 180, 150, 120. And that's it. No less than 120. Why? Just a second. Ladder. So this is 300. And this is the 100, your cost. Right here. And then we start to have problems with the phone and price was starting to go down. till it go close to 120 minimum, which means the discount will never be higher than the cost. This is one of the fundamentals for a bullish trend, even with or without the Fibonacci perspective. Folks, some things are just clear like the day, very clear. But unfortunately, those people, they never been in business before. They never were, let's say, a leader or a manager or a CEO or a businessman. They were never involved, so they have no then idea what's going on. That's why they talk about wild numbers out from their tinfoil hat. They have no clue about what they're talking about. That's why we have dumb money, dumb predictions and analysis all over. And I'm saving as many as possible because they are going to become memes soon. Okay, so I believe at this point you guys understood this. Now let's remove this. Yeah. So we have two questions to be answered, but not today. All we can do right now is speculate. I'm not trying to call anything in advance, and I am not going to call 8, 10 different scenarios. It's bullshit, okay? We work with what we have at hand. If we have something that we can speculate just one time, it's enough, folks. Because speculating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's bullshit. Losing control, trying to fortune tell things, and it's not cool. Okay, so now the other scenario. So this is my opinion, and of course I can be very wrong about this, but I was thinking about, let's say XRP goes up a little bit, following it Bitcoin, Ethereum, so on and on. And then the Federal Reserve raise rates, stock, Ethereum, precious metals go down because the dollar will go up big time. That's the way. Money, a lot of US dollars who are invested into third world or second world economies will return back to the United States, which is going to be a blow for those currencies. And we can see another flash crash, not a doomsday crash, but a flash crash, like a flash correction. Okay, flash correction, that's the proper word here. And so the stock market, precious metals, and the crypto market, it is not going to be a change in the trend, but a flash correction. Then we start to go up again. In between, XRP can follow Bitcoin, and then these two scenarios, I truly believe XRP will go up in advance before regulations. We have regs probably at June. So XRP goes up in advance. Then we can have the first bear trap. Let's say 2.70 or $5, $8 or 13, whatever. And then right after we have regulations. When we are going to have regulations, the impact will be a lot of coins and tokens will be burned forever. So a lot of money will return to its current state for liquidity. XRP will be cleared, things will be going down. Probably, most likely, a lot of these capitals will go up, will go into XRP. And also, this is a fact, it is not speculation. The hedge fund capitals Investors, for example, Grayscale, they will be able to jump into XRP before crypto regulation. So this will make XRP a safe haven. So what we have to figure out right here, folks, is when the Fed will raise rates, I think it is going to be March. The second thing, how much or how high XRP can go following Bitcoin. The second or the third question, sorry, forgive me. So the third question is when we are going to have regulations. When? So all those events are based not on if, but when. So it is going to happen no matter what. It's inevitable. It is going to happen. So our job is to figure out when. Okay? Trying to sell XRP and buy back later, right now, it is very, very dangerous. And the risk, it's higher than the possible reward. All those folks talking about buyback, bear, multi-year bear, all bullshit from Becker Farm. They have no idea about risk management. That's why they talk about this approach, which is nonsense, okay? The risk management that we use, it's older as time. It's been used for thousands and thousands of years in the very same way for life, for relationships, for business, for investments, a lot of things. Okay, even for poker, for bet platforms, you name it. Okay, and we know by a matter of fact that this works and it is accurate. Okay, so I can tell you with confidence, the risk is greater than the reward. If you run 100 scenarios where we have higher risk than reward, you are going to end up bankrupt. Okay, so those guys, they have no idea about it. When we hear they talking about their nonsense, their targets, bullshit, their multi-year bears, all this stuff, actually, it makes it crystal clear that they have no idea about it. Zero, nothing, absolutely nothing. Okay. So yeah. So now let's take just a quick look into a closer Fibonacci. Just a quick one. Again, right? So XRP is rotating around the honey spot. Another thing, folks. Remember, there is only one math. There is only one for Fibonacci retracement tool. Just one, not two, not three. Only one. And it is present in all things. And this is a perpetual thing, will never change. Okay? The Buffoon Lord was the only person on the stock market history, the market history, that made such change on this too. And it is the finest bullshit ever in human history that someone could ever attempt to do. Always remember this. These numbers are perpetual, and there is only one, not two. This is the perpetual number that we have to use for Fibonacci retracement tool. So let's take another look here. So whatever the way we look into this, XRP is very close to the honey spot. So far it's looking great, looking good, There is no change whatsoever, like we talked about before. And all we can do right now is to wait. Okay. Another thing, even if XRP falls back here, it's still not a bear break. Why? Why, sir? Why there is no bear break even if XRP goes down to 70 cents? Just look here. It would be around 780.60 retrace, which is not a bear break. What would be a bear break? A 100 plus retrace. You see? Below 100, which means a bear break against the previous pivot. But even though it would be awful, yes, it would be bad, yes, but we would still have the previous one. And that's how it works. Breaking up or breaking down, it is a step-by-step process, and we need validation for each single one of them. For example, if I call a bull break from here or a bear break, I am making a fortune teller call because there is no technical evidence, it is not ready, there is nothing. So it's from the tinfoil hat, you know? So folks, wish I could bring more things into this discussion to teach you, to tell you more. Wish I could, but unfortunately and sadly. So let me give you an example here. In the Champions Club, I have a deal with every member. You must agree not to share, use in public, or not to share, not to use in public, or you just can open the thing and share the thing, which is my intellectual property. So this is a deal. That's why you guys don't see the members of the Champions Club talking about those things. We have a deal, okay? This Christmas I give all my tools to all members as a gift. But firstly, I have to work on the intellectual property things, you know, to preserve it and so on. Then I have a lawyer involved and TradingView staff working with us to make a better way, because even without permission, people would be able to see the whole thing. So we entered in contact with them, and then we are working to sort this out. Just to, I don't have problems, they don't have problem, all good for everybody. But if in the past I made one of those things public, available for everybody, and if people gave credits to my work, to all the things that I already did, for example, how many klepto kids already stole things that I shared, and they never share it or give the credits. That's one of the reasons that I'm not going to disclose my things outside the Champions Club. I mean, the intellectual property, okay? And I bet my shoes you guys will do the same. So for example, if you find a petrol pool in your property, you are not going to tell everybody that you have a pool at your property. Why? Because all those people would kill you or just lie to others saying that you stole the property and that thing doesn't belong to you. We know how human nature works when it comes down to greed. We know. Okay, we know. So it's a shame, it's sad, but it is what it is. Okay, so we must protect what is ours, and yeah. But yeah. So folks, sorry for this being a long video, but there is no way to make short videos. There's a lot of things to talk about always. Videos with 15-20 minutes are only for amusement, entertainment. Okay, I'm talking about real things, real fundamentals, real analysis, patterns, approach analysis, and this takes a lot of time. Okay, I do this every day, folks, every single day, the whole day, 24/7. It's a lot of things to do, to watch, to observe, to study, to research. So if 1 hour is a lot of time to you, break it in 3 steps, 20, 20, 20, or 30, 30, you know. I spend like 2 years. You can spend 1 hour improving your skills, learning something new, okay? So, yeah. And, well, for now, this is it, folks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this analysis can help you somehow, maybe improve your skills, maybe a light into your thoughts, what to do, what not to do, the best approach, if you shall wait or not. You know, this is not financial advice. I'm sharing my my approach, my view on this. I do this for a living, so I have to be aware of everything that is going on day after day. So I'm sensitive to changes, you know. I have to be as close as possible to the charts, and not only XRP or Bitcoin, many others as well. Okay, so do your research, take notes, study, you know, and do it again and again and again and again, and practice again and again, over and over and over, because there is the repetition and the practice that is going to make you climb the steps, the ladder of life. You know, there is no other way, folks. There is no other way. It's hard, it's complex, but it works. It's real. Okay, so it's no bullshit. So yeah, I talked too much. Forgive me. Sorry for this. So thanks again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Don't forget to smash the like button. Share it with your friends. You can do it for free, right? Share and and like if you enjoyed this video, if it can help you somehow. Okay. If there is any big change above or down, I will be the first to come here and tell you guys what is going on, what I think, okay? So for now, this is it. I hope you guys have a nice new year. I wish the best wishes for you and your loved ones. And I really hope 2022 can be way better than 2021, 2020. And then you can achieve new things in your life. Then you can have new gifts, you know. And yeah, so folks, I will see you guys soon. Thanks again, and see ya.